shield in 7.
Okay.
Ashe is holding damage.
Yo, be careful. Ezreal's low. Ezreal's 1 HP. Ashe no flash. Ashe dead. Ashe dead.
I'm shield now.
Careful as rock. Careful as rock.
I'm
Nice,
shield
cook
now.
him, cook him, cook him, cook him.
God, my team is so good, bro.
That's
Like that?
We're so low, no?
We're pathetic. I should kill him. No,
Whoa, relax, relax.
Nicky.
Top in 2, top in 2.
Watch Zeri.
We start Nash with our ults, please.
Jensen finds yet another kill. A beautiful grab coming out from Licorice. FBI flashing away from the Strangle Thorns. Immediately has to cleanse with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Is looking to run him down. Palafox dies again. Dopa dies next to him. It's a bloodbath.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Nice! DC can win!
Congratulations to Dignitas.
Armeo's caught in this pit, but Sniper just needs to ward him in. Meanwhile, in the mid, River is actually taken out. Oh, Ayla's in, finds Armeo. I don't think he still has flash from the fight before. Almost gets taken down by the calling. The ignite from Ayla will finally finish him off. Ole gets stiffed by Ayla as he flashes in onto Mass. The re-engage from Ayla, or Ole is good. River tries to hold off as long as he can. Sniper trying to save this fight. Tomo skates on over to the left. Sniper now has to escort him from the rest of Immortals, but he's not going to be able to do it. Ruthless Predator finishes off the second marksman from Immortals. And that's it, folks. Immortals' dreams are crushed. They are eliminated from playoffs once again by 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves once again eliminates Immortals from playoffs contention.
Welcome to the LCS waiting room. As you saw, Dignitas won yesterday, which means you're in a good enough mood to join us. Welcome, Sven.
Big season. Be honest with me, if you lost that game, are you joining us?
Oh, no.
Okay, just making sure.
If I lose, you don't hear from me for a week.
Yeah, until the next game. So congratulations as well. With the Immortals' losses yesterday, you also managed to clinch playoffs.
Yeah, with 2 wins, let's go.
Is this everything you dreamed of when coming back to AD carry?
Yeah, normally we're playing for first and second, but nowadays we're like, we're scraping by with 2 wins to get playoffs.
Your first and second win.
Yeah.
Wait, how did the schedule feel for you? Because just like looking through the schedule, you guys faced like all the top teams at the beginning.
Yeah,
And then the back half, of course, was like...
We got 1 win with 100 Thieves
Yeah.
in the middle of that. So, it was nice. Like a little confidence boost in between the 3 scheduled losses to TL, Fly, and C9.
Yeah.
But at first, we were like 1-3. We're like, it's fine. It's just the good teams, right? Now we get all the wins. Then lost to Shopify, and we're like, wee you, alarm bells start ringing, right? We're in danger. And then we won against Energy. I was like, okay, we can still win. There's still hope for the big season, so we're doing okay.
Yeah, real quick, we didn't talk to you at the end of yesterday's series. Anything different with your series yesterday that let you guys win? Because the first game was pretty close.
Yeah, I think I played kind of bad in the first game. It was kind of cold on stage, needed my hoodie.
Okay.
That's mostly it.
Yeah.
I think my mid and jungle played much better than theirs, honestly. I think that was what carried that series. I think it's kind of obvious that Jensen was playing really well yesterday.
Yeah.
And Palafox was not.
I made a
I don't want to say mid-gap, but like it looked kind of like it.
Yeah.
Now that I remember, you had back-to-back Ashe games.
Yeah.
And I made an offhanded comment, like, because you played so much support, did it just feel really broken having Hawkshot? Are you the best Hawkshotter in the league now?
I will say I appreciated the ability more when I was playing support. Because you can't, I mean, you're playing support, right? You spend the whole mid-game looking at minimap only.
Yeah.
You don't do anything else than look at minimap, right? But when you're playing AD carry, you just like say, Speaker, Isles, I have Hawkshot, what do you want it?
Yeah.
I just tell them I have Hawkshot, tell me where to put it, because I'm not watching the minimap at all times. I'm farming minions, I'm playing by my phase,
Yeah.
I'm trading, so just Speaker, if you want it somewhere, just tell me. And he's like, yeah, put it on Crux. Yes, sir.
Nice, Captain.
And he'll make a plan based on that information, right? So it's a very different perspective on that ability specifically.
That's really cool. Anyway, it's LCS Christmas.
Is it?
TL versus C9 is finally here.
Okay,
and Sven is here.
Did
I mean, Christmas in August, Christmas August 4th. I don't know. That's what it said. So I decided to read it. Undefeated teams going into week 6 has never happened in the LCS, in all of the LCS history. We've never had undefeated teams meet in week 6. Liquid versus Cloud9. So we're going to spend the entire waiting room previewing this matchup. And even JoJo is here for the TL versus C9 waiting room.
versus C9 waiting room.
I think he tweeted this in June, but we're going to run it as if he tweeted it before this game.
Sure.
So he knows.
I mean, it's kind of better that he tweeted in June, right? Because he predicted
The whole
like,
split was
oh,
the TLC and
these 2 teams are going to be the best teams.
They're looking a little sluggish. Coming out of that. Coming out of that C9 mobile.
How do you look in the morning when you do that?
Just saying, like they should be a little more excited coming out, ready to go. Yeah, let's check out the standings as well. And we're going to check out the playoff tool right out of this as well, just because we only have 3 more days of LCS regular season. So you can see Zven, Dignitas,
Dig
clinched
qualified.
playoffs.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I just
Immortals
love the imagery
eliminated.
of Dig qualified, tied 2 and 4 with the rest of the teams.
Yeah.
But it's mostly just based off the match.
We have head-to-head versus NG and RDs, right? And we have better game score.
Yes.
So no matter what happens, we'll...
Yeah, so basically, the game score is the primary tiebreaker, and Shopify only has 2. The way, this thing does all the math that tells us. It puts you at 100%, so I'm just going to believe it.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I believe it too.
Congratulations, because your game score won the tiebreaker. I want to talk about top 2, though, because playoffs has the top 2 teams getting a first-round bye, and it will put them in a position where they need to win 1 best-of-5 to guarantee themselves top 3, which will be Worlds, and they'll get 2 chances to do it as well. So looking at Team Liquid and Cloud9 specifically, the way either one of them can lock top 2 is Team Liquid can 2-0, or they can 2-1, and they'll stay at 100%. For Cloud9, if they 2-0, they will lock top 2, but if they 2-1, it's almost locked, but not entirely locked.
Okay.
So Team Liquid is a little bit better off in terms of that. But Sven,
Yeah.
do you care about top 4 versus 5?
Honestly, I think it's not really relevant. As long as you dodge I think 3 plays 6, right? So you want to dodge FlyQuest.
Yeah.
Or whoever is 3rd place.
So you don't want to get 6th?
Yeah.
Yes. Like, it doesn't really matter if you're 4th, 5th, or whatever. As long as you don't play against FlyQuest in 1st round, that's what matters.
Yeah.
If you can't get 1st or 2nd, all that matters is you're not 6th.
I'm just gonna speed run some results here.
Okay.
And just see what happens here. Let's say that actually does happen. You would be fine with the win, but if you lose to Immortals, 5th.
Hopefully it doesn't happen.
And now that they've
right.
been eliminated, they're strong as hell. So that's the expectation.
I think we'd actually have some type of tiebreaker if this happened.
5 plays 4, yeah?
Yeah.
That's how it works?
Well, they would
Yeah,
have
5 will play 4 and 3 will
get-
play 6 in the first round.
They would have the head-to-head, though, in the case of that tiebreaker, right? Because it would just be NRG.
We'd have to check with the stats guy. I'm not 100% sure.
Yep.
We'd have to check the foldy sheet.
Just,
Throw it on his
Yeah,
plate.
if they're tied at game record and game score, theoretically you should still have the head-to-head.
Yeah.
I mean, I know someone loves tiebreakers, so I imagine Liam would have rallied to
He's
say
gonna
make them play,
cook the
make them
stats
play.
now to make them play a
Does
tiebreaker.
1st place still choose their opponent, or is it like the 1st place
I
plays?
think it's just seeded.
It's just seeded?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just seeded, 3 versus 6. Anyways,
Let's go.
C9 versus TL. We want to talk a little bit about draft. One thing that I think could happen in this series is something that actually happened in spring. If y'all remember, it was the first time Team Liquid versus C9 played. I want to pull up this draft over here.
All right, go and get him.
So this was spring week 3. I know it's a little bit long ago, and I don't think we'll see exactly these same champions, but what Team Liquid did here with Ziggs, Aphelios, Lulu, and Udyr is they just lane swapped at like 4 minutes, and then lane swapped again at like 6 minutes, and lane swapped again at like 8 minutes, and then once it got to 15 minutes, they just outranged everything that C9 could do, and they won this game very easily, very methodically. I do wonder if not this exact comp, but more so just the fact that if Team Liquid is gonna kind of swap around, pick a scaling comp, and almost dodge C9's early game, it worked very well for them back in spring. I think they could do something similar here in the match today. That was the whole point.
Actually, Sven, how annoying is it going up against Team Liquid? Because I remember you played at against one of their random swap games. I think it was game.
Oh yeah, we got rolled first game.
Because like that's something that they will just pull out from the bag.
Yeah, lane swaps are really punishing if you're not either ready for them or practicing them. And TL is both, right? They're always the initiator of lane swap, and they play champs that are good in it. Like Impact plays almost only tanks and like Jax, which is good at lane swap champ because it has Elo one.
Yeah.
If you see like an Ivern or Braum, they're like, yeah, I'll lane swap, and they're playing lane swap for their top laner, not for their bot lane. It's kind of different. Like normally you swap for the bot lane to lane first 3 levels for free, like you're playing something hard in lane. But TL does this often to get their top laner ahead by getting more XP than your top laner, because you're playing like Gnar top and they're playing Jax. He has Elo one, Gnar has a boomerang.
Yeah.
So he just dies to any dive, right?
Yeah.
And then your Jax can get farm and XP, and suddenly after 5 minutes he's level 4 and Gnar's level 1.
Yeah.
That sounds doomed to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Remake!
And it's like one mistake in lane swap, whether it's your support ganking mid and then mid is over, or like your top laner making a mistake, it's like it can doom the whole game. And TL's very good at all the iterations of lane swap. Like they've been through all the different scenarios and things people can do, whether it's jungle getting ahead, top getting ahead, bot lane, whatever, ganking mid. So if I was C9, I'll be very prepared for this because I think their biggest lose condition is getting late top on by a tank top laner with a carry top.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
And Emily, what do you see about C9?
Yeah, I'm just going to go over how C9 have been continuing to draft for comfort. Basically, they just keep locking in champs that they're super comfortable with, and I actually don't disagree with this until it loses, right? Because you have...
Then I'm changing everything.
Yeah, I know.
Good,
then we're shaking it up. But I actually really have liked how, again, they've recognized how good this meta is for so many of their players. Just to run through, again, VULCAN on the Alistar, it's his 5th most played, it's one of his most well-known champs. He has a 60% win rate on it. Actually, none of these champions have less than a 63% win rate for any of the players, locking them in. For Thanatos, I had some quibbles about his NAR performances in terms of team fights, but he is an absolute beast on this champ. It's his 2nd most played at 45 games. His next most played is Cassante at 27, and it's only topped by Renekton at 52. He has a 2/3% win rate on that overall. And then I think the other big one I really wanted to point out was the Azir for JoJo. I liked this because they were willing to flex into the Azir anyway with the AD coming out of NAR top. And that's been a champion that JoJo just has incredible prowess on, but also allows him to affect side lanes really well. And when you saw C9 struggling last split, they would always really rely on him on the Azir to be able to carry them out. So.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that comp specifically, that game scared me because it felt like they were losing in every lane. They picked losing drafts except for the Italy one. So like that one was like, let's not go in that direction, especially versus Team Liquid. But what I did love is that usually they will pick for lanes. Usually they'll pick something that allows for Blaber to invade pretty heavily. So actually I just wanted to go to mine because the pick that he had was the Nidalee. See if we get that one ready. I'm standing up. Maybe it's a little too early. Never mind. It's not going to be on the wall. Just throw it right up. So I'm a 2nd-class citizen, ladies and gentlemen. But no, like just taking a look at the difference between both of these junglers, it's just the stylistic differences. Like the Nidalee, Karthus that he picked up, the Zyra. Like largely you're seeing Blaber on carry options, whereas you're seeing UmTi on Sejuani duty. Even though it's a shared champion, he's picking that far more frequently. Now we see the Viego. That didn't look too good versus you guys actually on Dignitas when you guys Ivern Braumed him. So I don't want to see that pick. But in general, it's interesting in this meta that we're seeing 2 clashing styles, the Sejuani, Maokai style, and what Blaber's gone towards, which is like playing Nidalee, Karthus, AP junglers heavily. What's your thought process on those 2 type of styles?
First thing, it's not only about the junglers too, right? Like for example, Thanatos has 5 games of Renekton, right? That's half his games played in LCS.
Yeah.
So that makes Nidalee better, right? And Zyra better because you have more lane prior. Impact has 0 games of Renekton this split. So it's hard to play champs like Nidalee and Karthus and Zyra if your top lane doesn't want to play early game champions, right? Yeon doesn't play that much like Ashe either, for example, which makes Zyra, again, worse if you don't have silent priority to play off of. Nidalee as well can't invade early game without prio. So it's like not only UmTi's fault that he's playing tanks every game and like slow facilitating junglers, it's also a team style of choice. TL's not a bad early game team, but they aren't an aggressive early game team. They're more of a controlling the early game until 10 minutes, and then they press the whatever. Yeah. That's when they start playing the game.
And as an example of that, this is just to explain this graphic, the average gold difference in 2024 across both splits. So C9, they were actually a, quote, very good early game team, best in the league in spring, but in summer, they've kind of taken it to a different level. 2,500 gold lead on average at 14 minutes in Summer Split. And even Team Liquid, to your point, Sven, definitely not a bad early game team. Would have been much better than even C9's early game in spring. Just goes to show almost how much more stratification there's been in terms of early game dominance across spring and summer. We felt like we had so much parity in spring, and I think that's a good reflection of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think people kind of undervalue or undersell some of their early game points because now it's just so expected that they will have leads. Like a good example of it, even though I know we'll get into matchups a little later on, is for me like Thanatos. Like people are kind of iffy on Thanatos, but throughout the entire split, his early laning phase has been strong. But will come out to them as like what will come out to them as like big moments are when he gets solo kill versus I'm trying to remember Sniper, or like during some of his mistakes. But like through the consistent split, he and the rest of the team have been playing well in lanes.
Yeah, we're going to get into top lane completely in a little bit, but before that, APA, he did have some thoughts on how things would go in the face-to-face we had. Let's take a look.
Yeah. And then I think Thanatos is overhyped. I think he's a good laner, but he's so lost after like 15 minutes.
I mean, to be honest, when I play with Thanatos, it's like he has a 30 CS gap every game.
Yeah, he's a goat in lane, don't get me wrong. Like, versus every other laner that's probably not Impact, he's going to completely on. But I think if he is just even, he doesn't know how to play the game.
Any final thoughts, you two?
That's the final thought.
Yeah. The final thought was different. You can check out that whole video over on the LCS YouTube channel. So let's look at the Impact versus Thanatos head-to-head to see how this is shaking up. I will say, in terms of raw laning stats, Thanatos does seem fairly unmatched. In terms of experience, definitely unmatched to Impact 11 LCS games versus 630. Emily, though, what are some of your thoughts?
I mean, I think Thanatos and coming in, people might be to Sven, a point that Sven made earlier, actually undervaluing how strong his laning phase is and what it does for the team because, like we said, they do typically want to go for these pushing lanes. It's allowed Blaber to also statistically have a phenomenal summer if you look at especially like his counter jungle, his forward percentage, his just raw farm. And a lot of that starts with like if you just look top lane and he has your top lane completely shoved in, he's completely dominating the matchup, it just gives you so much more freedom elsewhere. And I think that's what he's really brought to the team. I will say the team fighting and like, you know, TPing into team fights, that's where I'm still looking at him to integrate on the team a little more.
Yeah.
But I think his inclusion on this roster has exponentially helped the things that they were already really good at.
And that's the thing. That's why I think a lot of people have kind of couched the hype on Thanatos. At the beginning, there was a lot of hype coming into the team, but then ever since then, it's been, well, he's already on an undefeated team. He's already on a really good team. He already has Blaber as his jungler. Like, he's already in a really successful working system. System. Good system player. Cloud9 systems. But no, like, that's something that this team is now very, I mean, happy to have is like the fact that he's been successfully laning nearly every game, surely in scrims as well that we haven't seen. And even though the question that's been thrown out there is like post 15 minutes, post 14 minutes, the rest of the game, like it's still nice to see a player come into the split and have such success early.
I mean, Sven, this might be a bit of a curveball question, but who would you rather have on your team, Impact or Thanatos, this split?
I think most bot laners would say Impact, because then they can carry more themselves.
Yeah.
But it also depends on the meta, right? So it's like, I think that a little bit of both is good. Impact sometimes has a weakness that he doesn't play carry champs, like hard carry champs, Jace, Gnar. So if it happens to be that kind of meta, Thanatos is better, I think. But I think generally speaking, most bot laners would rather have a stable top laner that never dies to ganks, doesn't grief the game on weak side, and such. But I think there's benefits of both, right?
It's a really interesting matchup now, just because I think Impact's maybe having his best split that he's had in the LCS ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's just performing at such a high level, but Thanatos has also kind of blown the roof off of the top lane statistics. Compared to last split, I mean, the biggest difference in that goal difference at 14 that we showed earlier for Cloud9's jump from spring to summer is top lane. Fudge was pretty much going even in every lane, and now Thanatos is up 30, 40 CS, 700 gold in absolutely every lane. Let's move on to the mid lane, though, with APA and JoJo, because this is the highlight matchup, really. JoJo, a former league MVP, APA, this really meteoric rise from being a fringe, maybe not LCS player to now being one of the faces of the league.
Yeah, won finals MVP in that last finals that he run too.
So who actually has the upper hand in the mid lane coming out into this matchup, Rez?
Man, it's actually just APA. He's having such a damn good split. For a while, there's always that nagging, voice in the back of your head is like, JoJo is still the better player. JoJo is still like really sick mechanically, but APA has been solo killing multiple players throughout the split. I feel like this has been his meta. People a lot of the times will think, when they think of APA, they'll think of, the Ziggs or the Aurelion Sol, but remember his first champion that he played on stage was Tristana. And the meta right now is pretty heavily Tristana, Lucian, Corki, and I feel like this really fits his meta that he can play both incredibly well. And play side lanes, which I think Team Liquid's greatest strength has been playing through side lanes mid-game, and they've really facilitated that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the thing I'm most curious about is to see what these mid laners do if and when they get prio, because I think where APA has really evolved as a player, especially watching him both domestically and internationally, has been that, and that's something that JoJo for the past few years has challenged himself to try to do. Didn't look as good off of the Azir in spring, and that was kind of one of the things that we harped on C9 a lot for. I think JoJo is very quietly having like a really good summer that no one's talking about because we haven't seen those same like insane highlight plays, right? But if he gets the jump on APA today, I feel like that's going to change public opinion very quickly.
I feel like neither of these mid laners are the most important parts of this game today. I feel like they will just be like sort of even farming and both be playing well for their teams. I feel like if there's going to be a big gap into this series, it's going to be like, can TL stop Thanatos from winning lane phase? Can a lane swap on his head? Or can ball in outscale? That kind of thing is going to be more important. Can TL like pick a skilling comp and survive early game? It's not going to be about APA and JoJo, I think. I think they'll both just be even farming, minus plus 10 CS, just on a Corki type shit, and then that'll be it, you know? It won't be like that big of a deal, I feel like. I think both are good players for their teams, don't get me wrong, but they're not the most important part of this series, for me at least.
That is kind of an encapsulation of the mid lane meta in general, right?
Yeah, you handshake some sort of AD carry mid, and then you both farm some minions, and then bear team wins.
You never know though, because in the first game of the split for Team Liquid, we saw APA, I think, as Tristana against Corki getting solo kills. So you do never know.
I will say, like, TL and APA are really good at around 10, 11 minutes. APA always ends up on a side lane, and he's always ending the game.
Yeah.
Whether it's Six or Tristana, he's somewhere hitting a tower against someone, and they're winning that side.
And
they dive top laners, they dive whoever's there, and then suddenly, plus 2,000 gold, and then he's just 1v9. That's like TL's best, like the 10-minute mark, second TPs is when he strikes.
Yeah, well, we'll see how JoJo APA factors in. And Raz, you caught up with both of the coaches ahead of the series, so let's watch that.
What's up, guys? We've got a battle between the Goliaths, between Team Liquid and C9. You're already laughing, but you guys are both undefeated. I'm gonna go straight to you, Spawn, on this one. Undefeated, you guys have 1 week until the end of the split. First, I want to hear what you guys have felt has been your greatest strength, what you guys have grown a lot on throughout the split, and also just an assessment of Cloud9 going into today.
I think, honestly, that we have done a much better job of diversifying how we're playing the game. I think we're pretty linear split 1, and I think that we've done a better job of having a couple of different avenues to attack in split 2. I think what Cloud9 is really good at is when they get a lead, they're very oppressive to play against. So you have to be very aware of how they play the early game, and that's what we'll look to do today.
Same to you, Reaper. What's an assessment of Team Liquid, and also just something that you feel like your team has grown a lot?
Liquid has been really good, like looking really good, and then they were playing map properly lots of time, and then they are like, there is a lot of playmakers on the team, not gonna lie, like CoreJJ and UmTi played really good on the playmakers, so we are gonna looking for like not like individually trying to outclass or outplay too much, and then as a team we are looking for beat them as a team.
Okay, and the final question, I'll direct this one to you, Spawn, because the winner of this one basically is able to clinch top 2, is able to get that bye in playoffs. Question, how important is that to you going into playoffs time?
I mean, obviously we want to win every game, right? So I don't necessarily think the bye is like what we're aiming for. We just want to be the top team in the league, so that means we have to beat everyone. In saying that, I think that regardless of who wins today, we probably are the top 2 teams at the moment, so I think that this is a good preview into the finals, and I think that both teams will be treating it that way. We're going to be looking at poking and prodding a little bit, and I think that we know that we're going to play today, but I think both of us think that we're probably going to play in a couple of weeks again, so that's what the goal is today.
Sweet, sounds good to me. Let's get straight to the games. I lied about that.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yes, why'd you lie?
It is what it is. I'm a liar. Okay.
Let's check out the predictions, and then we'll discuss who we think is going to win this matchup.
Okay.
Split. Okay.
Nice job, Zven.
What the hell? No, wait a minute.
Let's go, Raz.
It's on us on that one. They took the camera away from us.
Okay, real quick for me, C9's strength of schedule has been easier, but I do think they've really built up a lot of confidence with how well they've been able to smash early games and then convert that into victories. I think individually in laning phase is where they have their edge, and if Team Liquid can't neutralize that, then C9 is going to win this series, but I do think it's going to be close.
Which I think they can definitely neutralize. They're the best lane swapping team within the league. I think they find themselves in a position where they have to go up against the Kalista Ashe or something, God forbid, like they can move away from it. They can swap away for that. And generally, I do think once we get into mid games, Team Liquid has been a solid solid team of being able to claw their way back in if they're in a deficit, or just be able to build on that. Cloud9, we still haven't seen them play against a top 3 team. Like today they're going up against Team Liquid. Next week they're going up against FlyQuest. A lot of opinions are going to be changed within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think if both teams are playing at their best in terms of what we've seen from them thus far this split, I give the edge to TL just because of their mid game, because they, again, do have the lane swap options early, but then additionally, I feel like their lane assignments in mid game and the way that they do focus on, you know, methodically kind of taking down turrets, cross mapping, stuff like that. That is the big difference maker to me that I haven't yet seen out of C9 in their games.
Sven, real quick, 20 seconds. Why did you pick C9 to win?
I think the early game just beats the stabilizing factor of TL. I think C9 will just get too far ahead and they will play well enough with that lead in mind that the superior mid game of TL doesn't matter. But I can see it going both ways. If TL has a good draft, that ban Renekton, have an answer for Gnar, lane swap possibly, you know, then we can see it. But I think C9 wins.
Split lounge here. Let's hear what some of the LCS players had to say about the series as well.
TL. Honestly, TL has been looking a little shaky lately, so I'll go C9.
TL.
Wow, that's hard actually.
Put him on the spot.
TL?
I'd say C9.
C9 or TL?
I also take C9.
C9 or TL?
C9.
Ooh, who do I have winning?
Actually, damn, I'm so sad.
I would say TL.
We're doing it. Really? Yeah. Oh my god.
TL.
No.
TL.
Who I'm winning?
For tomorrow, yeah.
Team Liquid.
I think that C9 is going to be TL, and it's going to be a talk up. I feel like Thanatos is probably better than Impact, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
JoJo for the longest time, before I entered the league, was kind of just running the league.
Okay.
But then, I mean, less so last split, because he was still kind of running the league last split. His team just sucked. But
I mean, I thought my team was pretty good last split. To be honest, I definitely should have helped my team improve more because I was giving bad practice, so we can really improve as a team. But I thought my team played pretty well last split, to be honest. I think in playoffs, I was underperforming, to be honest. Versus FlyQuest and versus TL, I was a problem for sure.
Cool.
You don't think so?
So I do know that since I've been in the league, he has not made an international event.
This is true. The last one was 2022.
That is true.
So what's different this split? Do you think we're both making it? Or am I going to kick you out again?
You think you're going to kick me out?
When I see other players in the league, like I think River, for example, is really good in the regular season, but then River always chokes in playoffs. Are you like that?
I mean, I think definitely TL plays well in playoffs, at least the last split. But to be honest, I think C9 as a team just choked in the playoffs last split. I think it was me choking too. I don't know if it was choking or us just...
So you choked playoffs?
To be honest, I wouldn't say it's choking. I think we just suck. I don't know if that's the same thing. Like, we could say we sucked last split in the playoffs. We just, TL and FlyQuest got better and we weren't improving. Or we could say we choked. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. We just lost, which sucks. But this split, I don't think it'll happen again. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen again. And I think we're preparing for that, so.
Any final thoughts, you two? You play each other week 6. Probably playing each other in the playoffs. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think C9 this split is better than last split. I think it's not close, to be honest. And I think TL, they're good, but I think they might be too, I don't know if cocky is the word, but they're maybe too, yeah, they are too cocky. I'm not saying they're bad, but this might drag them down, to be honest, so we'll just have to see. But I definitely think we have good odds.
Final thoughts?
I think we're going to 2-0 C9. I don't think it's going to be close. I think we're the best team in the league by far.
I respect that, but we'll just see.
I will not back down. If you hit me, I'll hit you back.
What season is it right now? Big season.
We're going to 2-0 them very easily.
Oh, he kind of like stole my whole flow.
Welcome to the LCS for the biggest battle of the regular split here in summer 2024. Two undefeated Titans are ready to go head-to-head to prove who's got it and who's not it. They both want to continue this undefeated streak, but only one will be left standing after the dust has settled. I'm Captain Flowers, joined by Kobe for this series, and we got special guest from Dig Season. It's Sven joining for game number 1. Gentlemen, are you as excited for this head-to-head as I am?
Oh, yeah.
For sure, Flowers. I even got a sneak peek of some trash talk in the lobby before they jumped into Champion Select.
Let's go.
APA was starting it off spicy. He was like, Vulcan, how does it feel to be JoJo's dog? And Vulcan just responded with, bark, bark, baby, bark, bark. So expect some support Braums towards the mid lane, baby. A little bit of vengeance here, but let's go down the draft because I think incredibly important right off the bat, when you're facing TL, everybody has been double or even triple banning UmTi. But you see no Sejuani here. You see no Maokai ban here.
Yeah.
UmTi is going to be let free to play a tank. Cloud9 are saying they're fine with it.
All right, we've got the Nidalee banned away from Blaber. We've got Gnar and Aurora both out of the picture. We've also got the Ziggs banned away versus APA. Finally, that Sejuani is going to get banned out. They are going to put some respect on UmTi's name with that one. And then Kalista, just another high prio pick, removed by C9. Let's see how TL wants to start this one off.
TL banning Gnar, not Renekton. Might see a Renekton picked here very early. Nidalee is out though, so it takes part of that combo away. Aurora banned on blue side by TL is kind of sus.
Yeah, that's
normally it's banned on red side. It's an OP champ, I think at least.
Yeah. And this is also before the micro patch nerfs.
Yeah,
so this
so
is like
see
the
TL banning on
one.
both sides this whole series off of this ban alone. C9 kind of challenging there, not banning it early at all.
Yeah, multiple roles too. So that would mean that neither Impact or APA really wanted to first pick it.
Yeah.
Neither of them felt comfortable. Cloud9 are investing actually though first in bottom lane here.
Yep, there it is.
And then Thanatos, two champions Thanatos has been spamming.
It's very simple, bro. You ban one, I pick the other.
Exactly. It's Gnar and Renekton all day long.
But TL must know this was going to happen. They must know he was going to pick Renekton 1-2. So they must have an answer for it right here since they banned the Gnar to like kind of, you know, bait him into picking this almost, right?
Exactly. That would be my expectation anyway. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like, why is this?
Okay.
Why is this the strategy? Ivern is going to be locked in for Team Liquid and UmTi though.
I'm a huge fan of Ivern right now, especially if you get like a Braum frontline or something, some really big counter engage. I know Dignitas used that strategy fairly effectively.
Against TL, actually.
Maybe they learned from you.
I do think it's very important that with Ivern you pick a frontline support.
Yeah.
Leona and Braum are the best, and you can't really blind pick Braum against Ashe. It's too hard in lane, so going for Leona is good, I think. I think Cena might take the Braum at this point. It's good with Ashe, against Leona, good synergy together.
I like the instant slam here, though. There was no hesitation for Blaber picking up the brand to pick that one. So immediately feels like he's going to be able to out-clear this Ivern. That's one of the things. Ivern's first clear is insanely fast, but then drops off very, 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 very quickly.
Expecting a Braum ban from Team Liquid here.
Yeah, Braum is so good into like the Nautilus Leonas.
Yes, it's such a good anti-engage champ, and it's very good against Corki and Ivern necessarily, but it's just so good against Leona. And good with Ashe too, the Predator synergy.
All right,
taking their time.
All right, the Yeon, that answer that's been popping up in mid lane against some of the marksman meta. So TL going to pay some respect towards that one. Definitely the type of champion that we've seen JoJo lock in plenty of times before. They know that they're going up against a Corki, so wanting to keep that one away.
So already to me, Sven, are you worried about TL's early game with Cloud9 having an Ashe bottom lane and a Renekton top lane?
It really depends how funny VULCAN is today.
Funny here.
If you want to pick like Seraphine last pick, it can be hard, yeah. Also, if Yeon picks something that's weak here, like Zeri, who is his go-to champion in this kind of situation, and then VULCAN picks something strong in lane, like, I don't know, Syra support, Karma, Seraphine, it can be really hard for TL, but then lane swaps are a possibility. If we see a Zeri here and a tank top like Udyr, I think the alarm bells start ringing for C9 that there might not be lane 2v2 this game.
Right, and then you got to be able to adapt to that. Can't be caught sleeping. The Lucian will be the other ban here for TL. Again, just kind of trying to protect his Corki mid. And there it is. The Zeri's going to get locked in for Berserker. Old Faithful back again.
Oh yeah. That's why they didn't ban the Zeri, I guess, from Yeon, because they are picking it themselves. But it's going in the mid lane, I think. I hope. I mean, it could be like Zeri and Ashe support, but I really don't think so. I think it's Zeri mid lane here for jojopyun.
Yeah.
Yeon, what does he play at this point?
I feel like maybe I just subconsciously have Zeri so associated with Berserker because of all of the... yeah, exactly. Because of all of the moments where he just pops off randomly in a team fight and wins with that champion. But it will be Rumble to pick into the Renekton here for the top side of Team Liquid.
Okay, I think we're safe from lane swaps then. You're not picking Rumble and going lane swaps here, so I think we are safe. Everybody's happy about that one. Now we're just going to get the lock in here for Yeon. We actually get huge cheers for that. Ooh. Varus got some little buffs on this patch. How did you feel about those, Sven?
I think the passive buffs, I'm like, I don't even know what it does anymore at this point. It gives some AP, some attack speed, some AD, and it got some like 2 AD, I think, base AD, which is kind of helpful, but I do think that it's just more of a Yeon comfort pick. I don't think I've ever seen him play MF before, which is like the go-to when all the other good AD carries are banned. So yeah, I think he was planning on getting Zeri in this game, and then the pick was like, oh.
Well, help. Gonna have to change that one up a little bit.
At this point. He was very good on Varus in the Spring Split. I will say he was the CEO of the Varus vs. Ghost matchup, so just all comfort. And the Braum for C9.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually really happy to see a Varus now because it's gotten so many changes. The patch, last like 3 patches, I feel like I've had paragraphs of Varus changes here.
Yeah.
So we'll get a look at that laning phase. You already mentioned, though, earlier in draft that the Braum counter pick possibility was going to be difficult to deal with, and you're pairing the Braum with an Ashe who is notoriously strong laner right now, so definitely seems like Berserker and VULCAN should have a pretty good matchup and a good time here.
Yeah, they don't necessarily win lane super hard, but they have the much better like team fighting skill and comp. Like if CoreJJ goes in and he doesn't kill everybody, he's gonna get slowly pushed in the team fight, like slowly like slow, stun, slow again, and he's gonna die. So it's definitely like a more TL has to win the early game, I think, in this time with the Varus and the Ivern and Leona. They have to like do something bot, get something going, because they don't win team fights, I think, with this comp.
So does that mean you prefer the Cloud9 composition then in the head-to-head?
I like Ivern a lot. I just feel like TL should have banned the Braum when and Cena didn't pick it in the first phase. I feel like that was a mistake from Team Liquid, but we'll see.
Okay. I'm excited for it, boys. The first time we get to see these teams head-to-head here in Summer Split, both currently sitting at a 5-0 series record. Both of them, I would have to assume after what we saw from APA and JoJo, pretty confident in their abilities coming into this. Let's see how it all goes down. My mind immediately drawn towards the chat. Where's the yap? Where's it at?
I see it right here. JoJo says, remember this matchup from scrims? So I'm assuming JoJo and Cloud9 got the advantage in it.
Berserker, though, going to be caught by the very edge of the Zenith Blade here at level 1. Berserker having a flash out, but he still got caught. Team Liquid continues their chase. They will not be able to find a kill at level 1, but both summoner spells from the enemy AD carry as well as the heal from VULCAN.
Yeah, you don't have to be a pro player to understand this is not very good for Berserker. Yeah. It's not the ideal start here.
Wait, no summoner spells is bad?
Oh yeah. C9 wanted to get a ward, I think. That's why they were here. You know, Ashe and Braum are both good level 1s. They want to get a ward level 1 to spot where UmTi is starting and ending up. Oh no, it's going to be a lane swap. Oh, come on, guys.
I thought we were safe.
He has no sum spot. Can you just go bot, guys? Come on.
I really thought we were safe, but never safe from the lane swaps. The discussion, though, on the early game is incredibly critical with both these two teams. These are our two best teams overall in the LCS, but especially so, it is evident in the early game. Just look at these early game stats, and Cloud9 even further above Team Liquid in their domination of the early game, and especially with this draft that we mentioned. You know, so many strong parts here for Cloud9. So lane swap from TL, doing their best to avoid the extra big Cloud9 early game.
Yeah, and Impact was hanging around this top side, just kind of trying to scare C9 away, keep this charade going on as long as it possibly could before the reveal that Yeon and CoreJJ are going to be laning top.
I will say, Thanatos got almost a full level of experience already in his lane swap, which I think is not very good for Team Liquid, because Impact's got, well, he's stealing XP mid, which is not, you know, getting experience for free. It's more like he's just taking it from the APA. But Thanatos actually got almost a full level top, and I feel like he will be able to get this wave too, because UmTi can't really dive top, so they have to send 4 people top here to dive Thanatos.
UmTi was also wasting a lot of time. I'm always looking at the junglers in the lane swaps, and Ivern actually has to go back and cross up here. And now he's going to get stopped here.
Yeah, he's not even going to get the clear on the Krug. Thanatos instead going to find him with a snappy, ruthless Predator. Impact makes his way towards the scuffle, but I mean, it's a level 1 Rumble. He shoots off Harpoon, he misses it, he walks away.
I mean, C9 only one lane swap. They're up 1 level on their top laner. They are getting plates bottom that TL will not be getting thanks to the tower fortification. So swapping with Ivern is very bad, I think, because he can't farm camps efficiently in lane swaps.
Yeah, I was going to mention the jungle gap is going to be quite large here. Blaber already has the full level, and you can even come over and counter these Ivern channels that he has channeled on your camps if you're going to pull out another recall. You see the swap right now. TL are re-swapping as Thanatos is forced to flash. They send Yeon to the bottom side.
But CoreJJ canceling his recall there to deny Thanatos a little bit more. Makes up for the early mistake they made in the lane swap. I really think TL lane swapping, when they had the 3 summers advantage on Berserker and VULCAN, and they have Ivern, who's a fast early game playing jungler, but not good in lane swaps, so he can't go back and forth so much. Just doesn't make any sense to me.
So Brand was able to take away the Raptors that UmTi had previously channeled, but UmTi at least does get the Krugs.
Yeah.
So it's not the worst world for UmTi. It recovers a little bit, but Blaber's still going to be ahead on the Brand. We'll see about his first recall.
So a small thing is that APA is down like about half a level because Impact yoinked some experience mid from his mid laners. Like, yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. It's tough times out here.
Lane swap packs.
I get mid, I get experience. It's a trade offer, but not too bad for TL, to be honest. It looked kind of bad at first when Thanos got experience top, but I think it's all good.
All right, top laners back where they belong as Thanatos is on the losing end of that trade against the Rumble.
I will say one thing is that Impact was able to save his TP because he was top naturally, while Thanatos got ganked by CoreJJ behind his tower. So now he's playing top lane without TP and Flash against Impact, who has both.
Okay, there's some of that sticking power
no flash.
from the C9 bottom lane. Blaber coming in. The Seer isn't going to connect, but they aren't even going to need it. CoreJJ just eating auto attack after auto attack, and Berserker gets first blood 5 minutes in.
And I would say those are residual, really big benefits of the jungle advantage. Blaber had the earlier recall because he had the easier clear on the Brand, and so he's the first jungler to reset. He's the first jungler to gank on bottom side, and they go straight into that Ashe Braum. So much CC with the double Freljord.
Yeah, and CoreJJ triggered his flash for the top lane flash, but then they didn't play around the fact that he didn't have flash against Braum Ashe. He just gets run down slow in lane. So good job at C9 punishing CoreJJ, flashing on Thanatos, and therefore getting first blood.
Yeah,
Berserker as well.
Yeah, on a guy who lost both the summoner spells at level 1, and then you later end up getting paid with first blood money anyway.
Good.
Not too bad at all.
All right, CoreJJ with a Hex Flash is waiting for the teleport back from Impact, and they want to see if they can punish Thanatos now.
He's got no flash. Impact has his flash. I think he might just be dead.
Yeah, Thanatos. There's your slice, but there's not going to be anything else.
Got him. Yep.
Early slice just means, yep, no other way. Impact can easily follow that one up. CoreJJ will give the kill right on back over. It'll take an extra second because he has to wait for the Flame Spitter, but that is Team Liquid tying the kills up.
It sounds bad, but this might just be a good death. It's better to just die and crash the wave than to just watch Impact freeze in your face for like 2 minutes. I think the wave did crash top, so Thanatos will eventually catch the wave now. But this is kind of like the lane swap tax. You know, CoreJJ flash on top, Thanatos flash on top.
Ooh, APA wanting to go in there after JoJo, but JoJo's ready to turn around because VULCAN's there to help him out. The Braum making his way to mid. He's barking at him.
I told you, the lobby all chat is actually coming back to bite APA. The first words he typed right in the lobby. Okay, let's see about Thanatos sniffing around towards the grubs, though. Should be fully cleaned up here by UmTi. But that was quite hilarious in mid lane. With the flashes traded, too, they could keep on visiting with multiple ganks towards mid. Interesting that both supports getting very active, though. That's support 101.
Yeah.
You know, CoreJJ died on bottom side. He's like, great, I'm roaming top side then. He gets a kill there.
Yeah, that's what we call death tempo. You die in lane, you have home guards out of base, you run somewhere else and kill someone. It's all good. Honestly, dying in lane support isn't that bad as long as your AD carry can farm. If your AD carry gets stove afterwards, that's a problem.
So here we go. The patient VULCAN barking from the side lanes here, and JoJo is able to bait him in.
APA all-inning on a timer where his team is on the grubs and he doesn't see the aim team is just really bad, to be honest. It seems like a bit of a ego. Spawn won't have what I want either.
I believe Spawn agrees with your take on that. That water bottle has seen better days. So is Blaber, though. about half HP left as his jungle is getting invaded here. UmTi, CoreJJ, and Daisy all working together as the 2.5-man squad. Impact joins up with them now as this wave is just getting eaten up by the turret. C9 going to try to get Thanatos back closer to this before too much more gets lost. VULCAN doing a good job there, marking Impact with a winner's bite. Impact will summon up the equalizer to try to keep himself protected well enough, and now TL going to punch right on back. Blaber and Thanatos both down to below about half HP. And minion wave still not all the way cleared out. The EXP going to be split up a lot there. As you can see, Berserker going after APA. The Varus might be a level down, but he gets that last shot. Beautifully done. We got Berserker going in there.
And the mid lane deficit now is going to really mean a lot this game because those are the two best scaling champions on both teams. JoJo got the advantage mid, and then APA dying bottom now over to Berserker to also get the Ashe fed is going to be a big difficulty here for Team Liquid, although they've got some crafty plans.
This is straight out of Looney Tunes. There's a brush just right there, but Impact was hiding in the super brush. CoreJJ coming up to help Impact yet again. That Croc is going straight onto the barbecue, and CoreJJ serving him up. Another kill comes through in the top side for TL.
Just another case of my wave is bad, guys. Either I don't farm for 2 minutes, or I go here and flip it, and if he's here, I just die, and yep, he's there. CoreJ is always there.
Unlucky flip.
I hate that guy. He's always there when you don't want him to be there.
He's got some pretty good game sense, like he's a world champion or something. Washed!
Okay,
Can he really be washed?
So,
wow.
So that one actually I feel like really does sting because you know APA's already feeling like I made a mistake in mid, then I went bottom, and also lost another 1v1, like, made another mistake.
Like he must have made a big mistake of like Valkyrie aim or something here because I think he can't lose his 1v1 if he... Okay.
I mean, that's how
he's taking the fight still.
Yeah,
he just won away, I think, the whole time, and he'll be fine. I feel like. Look how long it took Berserker to kill him.
Yeah,
I really think he just ran away and he would have been fine. I think he's trying to challenge. Yeah. I'm like, why is he trying to challenge Berserker? He could just kill the wave and just dip, you know?
Same.
That was Spawn Travolta, just looking around confused.
Like,
where the heck
does anyone know what he's doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know?
I'm confused.
Toby, do you know what he's doing?
I
don't know what he's doing.
I was about to be like, oh yeah, he got his Valk off as the arrow stun, so like, you know, he's gonna be able to keep running after the stun wears off. But
yeah, I feel like when you're the quote-unquote loser in the game, like you die all you once, and you're playing against the fat guy in the aim team, if you can just farm, you're doing your job, right?
Yeah, you're neutralizing their lead.
Impact is your winner. Look at the gold graph. And you're the loser in your team right now. All you have to do is just farm and scale.
There's a very common saying in solo queue that's just relax and let me carry.
Yeah. Yep. That's Impact right now, 2 APA, which is unusual for this team.
All right, JoJo getting back to safety down here in bottom lane. UmTi again just looking for any opportunity to be annoying here on this Ivern. They are trying to create some space for APA to catch back up in the game. 0-2-0 on that Corki thus far. Blaber does have control over the top side river right now to try to secure these grubs. First one's down. There goes the second. Brand just clears these incredibly quickly, so we are going to see a 3-for-3 even grub split this game with that last Pillar of Flame, and we still have about 30 seconds until the second Drake spawn, so we'll see if Team Liquid can trade back on the neutral objectives in the bottom side of the map the way that C9 just did in the top.
I think there's no way C9 gives over this dragon here. They don't have their Liandry's yet or their static shift on jojopyun. Triforce on APA is pretty good. They got some plays bot while they're doing the grub, so TL might actually try to fight it, but I feel like with Berserker's item advantage, they should just take any fight they can right now before the Ivern gets redemption, before they get like the Borg on the Varus. Impact does have TP. He's pretty strong this game.
TP available for both top laners.
Impact also has a level lead over Thanatos. I mean, Thanatos, when he absorbs experience here, is going to ding to 8, but it's still going to be a full level lead for Impact.
Feels really good there to have that rumble at that point of power with this objective fight coming up. But it's C9 who looks to make first rotation into the bottom side river with the Ocean Drake now alive. UmTi's still hanging around, trying to get a little bit of vision, trying to get the chance to walk forward and see what's going on with these brushes.
And JoJo just got his reset off, so he's bringing his newly purchased Static Shiv down to the bottom side of the map for this possible dragon setup. VULCAN leaves one ward behind, but TL making a strong move.
They actually do have the Blade of Ring King now on the Varus, so they could try to fight at this point.
I mean, if Impact comes down,
Impact is not coming down. He has TP though, and he also has priority in lane, so he can always TP first.
Yeah.
If there's a fight, or he can choose to just not TP if Thanatos TP and take top tower.
I like this Fog of War toggle by the observers because it showed Impact going into the Fog of War, and then Cloud9 are like, uh-oh.
All right, C9 looking for their approach angle here. Both teleports going to be cast, but the Ocean Drake is already secured by TL as they look to make their exit. Berserker zoned out there as Impact makes his way in and guarantees nobody from C9 wants to run into a Rumble that's got that equalizer. So it looks like all we're going to get, despite the 2 teleports showing up and both teams being there, is just 1 Drake taken for TL.
What was that call from Cloud9? They're just observers here.
Yeah, they're just watching them do it. Like, yeah, enjoy, guys.
They feel like they teleport down. So someone told Thanatos, get down here, and then they just don't.
It was weird how they just looked at them, then teleported, didn't even use the Ashe arrow, and they just watched them take it.
APA trying to make the moves here onto JoJo. The shutdown happens, but it's CoreJJ taking the last hit.
Honestly, he deserves it.
He's been setting up a lot of places.
Wait, why does he deserve it?
Support players matters too, Kobe.
We're trying to accelerate the engager, accelerate the frontliner here, Kobe.
Okay, guys.
Still behind in gold. He needs it.
Yeah.
All right, well, they'll at least get, solo tower gold. That'll be juicy here for APA.
Oh, the last plate. 2 seconds. 1 second.
No! Oh, that feels so bad, dude.
That last plate.
Yeah,
the first tower
missed
gold
it by
is
2
good.
seconds.
Pain.
Yeah,
pain.
unlucky.
Only have more grubs.
yeah, if they could have just got the other grubs, then...
So jungle diff.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. Come on, bro.
So we're blaming CoreJJ for taking the kill, and we're blaming UmTi for not getting all of the grubs.
For losing second set of grubs, correct.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page here.
Supports and junglers, man. They just
hate those guys.
They're ruining AD meta.
I can't enjoy AD carry meta in peace.
No, my Ivern and my Leona are grieving. All right, C9, they're now looking to potentially fight for this next neutral objective, this Rift Herald. Spawn to the top side river. Berserker lets the arrow fly, but it ain't going to find any target here just yet. Instead, they're going to cook Daisy up, as now the Chains of Corruption find their way onto Berserker, but he immediately cleanses it to continue his own retreat. C9 now forced out of control of the river, but CoreJJ and UmTi are both chunked. It looks like C9, though, not going to take any sort of a fight because JoJo is split pushing bottom lane right now. He's just taking the tier 1 turret himself.
Yeah, I think you have to give it, like we've been going over, the inventories are very different. Impact had his fully completed Leandries, and Thanatos Renekton hadn't got a reset off, so Thanatos has a Ruby Crystal and a Longsword, along with his boots and shields.
He's on low budget this game.
Yeah, that is the...
Eco round the entire game.
Rift Store Renekton is not buying the name brand items from the shop this game, as Team Liquid, with their control over the topside river, has earned themselves another neutral objective. That's Rift Herald, picked up in their pocket, as Berserker looks to crash the wave here mid and make his own rotations through the enemy jungle here, potentially with Blaber, but just going to step back towards VULCAN here, maintain this position in mid lane.
Game stayed quite good for TL here. I feel like the only person in C9 who has any sort of goal lead is Berserker, but Ashe is not very easy to play against, Rumble Leona. You just get a laser drop on your head every single team fight. And I don't think they necessarily outscale either. Zeri is good, but that's about it.
Yeah, JoJo would have to pull out some crazy team fights there to be able to do it. I mean, they do have a lot of CC too to try and set him up with possible Ashe arrow picks, Braum follow-up. So they definitely still have a lot of options to create plays.
If it was Berserker on Zeri with this goal lead, I'll feel a lot more confident. If I was C9, no shade to jojopyun or anything, but the goal lead's on an Ashe. Yoink!
Stolen away.
Crap 9.
Team Liquid's got all 5 dudes hanging out here in mid lane. They've got that Rift Herald as well. They could drive it in if they want to use the bonus from their 3 grubs that they got early on there, but it looks like they're just going to let it do the normal charge.
No drivers?
Yeah, sometimes the driving gets a little dangerous.
If you don't drive the Herald, you don't get the Void Mites.
Exactly, but now the immediate engage coming out with the Solar Flare and the Equalizer combo and Impact just flashes forward to guarantee the kill on Blaber. Team Liquid sees their angle and they take it. They found 1 kill already and they aren't done yet. Team Liquid still trying to keep this pressure on, but there's no minion wave. Daisy is going to die to the turret. It'll be a 1-0 trade at the end of the day.
Are people going to look back at this game and just think top diff and or is it CoreJJ ganking top a bunch?
It's definitely more soup than top gap, I think. I think, TL will say top gap, but Thanatos is saying support gap.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. We have to keep all of our blame.
2 points of view.
Yep. I will say that was not a very good Herald play from Team Liquid until that Solar Flare and the Equalizer from CoreJJ and Impact. I feel like they should drive the Herald in to get the Void Mites.
Yeah.
Whatever we call it, small.
You can kind of call them whatever. Some people call them grubbies. Some people call them mites. Just
It's actually really safe too. The ejection distance is really far. And
You
the
go
field
flying.
is big.
Unless they have like a poppy or something that stops you, and if you're flying out of the Herald, it's very easy to get the grub spawns. So the tower stays alive, but TL got the fight. Now the question is, can they fight the dragon as well?
Exactly.
They should be able to.
Alert, alert, everyone. Thanatos has an item. He got his item.
Okay, he's on the board.
There we go. Black Cleaver completed. He can shred the armor of...
Corki has plated steel caps.
They all have an aftershock.
He can chop those shoes up.
Oh, the aftershock. There
Yeah,
that's good.
and W2, it's like a combo where you get more the more armor you have, so it like stacks up.
Yeah,
So-
Leona's actually goated.
Yeah, I'm glad we agree on it.
I mean, the live patch nerfs only to damage, you know, still just as tanky as ever.
He probably misses Gold Drinker a lot. But nonetheless.
Oh, arrow comes out. CoreJJ ready for the immediate flash. Zenith played to follow it up, and now Blaber's going to be in a bad spot yet again. CoreJJ grabbing a killing spree as Thanatos is locking up Impact. Slice forward to cut him down. Berserker gets the killing spree, and VULCAN now under pressure trying to get away. He jumps back to the safety of his team. Back and forth the fight goes, and Berserker finds another. A triple kill over to the Ashe, but he finally falls. JoJo needs the last kill. UmTi's trying to keep himself alive with a shield, but it ain't going to matter. A double kill over to JoJo. A triple kill over to Berserker, and ace for Cloud9!
What a fight!
The start was so good for Team Liquid, but they just got outplayed in the second half of the fight, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, CoreJJ makes a really sick engage right after the Ashe arrow here onto Blaber. This is what you're talking about for the
Look
start.
at the Equalize, it's so good on top of Blaber's head, but you get all his spells off before. The brand does so much damage, even if he dies instantly in the fight. The brand passive is so much damage, and how did C9 win this?
It's just because Impact move up solo versus JoJo and Berserker. So the double AD carries melted him from the safety of being behind Thanatos.
Yeah.
And JoJo and Berserker, an AD carry meta, able to chase them all down. Zeri, one of the biggest benefits, always being able to chase people down after these fights too, but the flash re-engages. Where's the reaction?
Completely unfazed.
What the heck?
This is the opposite of Spawn. Yeah, we've got the one very emotive coach, and we've got the other just completely stone-faced here.
I think probably he was unhappy with how the game was going up until that point.
Okay, so it's that was the balancing out fight.
Yeah.
That brings him back to a 0. Okay. Well,
He was like, you should have been winning these fights all along. You should be in a better spot.
Team Liquid's clearly unafraid. I mean, they're still potentially looking for an angle here. They've got control over the bot side river. They're trying to keep C9 trapped in mid underneath this tier 1 turret that's honestly looking pretty shaky.
There's a massive gap in items between Berserker and Yeon, though. I don't think C9 can lose a team fight unless Berserker dies first. He has no flash. They could play around that.
Just go full YOLO after the enemy.
Just full
Ashe,
send a
maybe?
Berserker?
Yeah, but not going to get the chance. Not yet, at least. As it looks like APA and UmTi are just going to start up the Drake on their own. C9, despite the advantage they might have on their AD carry, they are not moving their way towards this Drake very quickly. As now there's a catch. That's Impact being found out. He's got to be careful, but he can't. He's already down. Beautiful execution there from C9 to find that pick, and now they want even more. JoJo goes in looking for Yeon, but JoJo went way too far. Now Yeon flashing away to stay alive, but the last shot in the air takes him down. Berserker getting the kill credit on CoreJJ there. It's a 1 for 3. Cloud9 wins the fight. Baron's on the board, and they're marching to the top side river.
Yep, they've got vision control over it too. VULCAN gonna pop the blast cone, so there's no easy entrance for UmTi. UmTi and APA would have to work some real magic here to get inside. VULCAN on Braum can tank up the Baron quite nicely.
They might have to work some magic, but C9 has their anti-mage Crocodile ready to try to get in the way. UmTi over the other side of the wall, wanting to try to go in. He steals it! Right when they need him, right when you gotta be clutch. UmTi saves the day.
Call him Team Liquid Magician because he has that magic. Steals the Baron. APA's gonna get a tower afterward with the Baron buff too. So they have a huge, huge swing back here for TL.
Oh, they got everything. They got the Dragon too. They got the Dragon, they got a shutdown onto jojopyun, they got the Baron, and they got mid tower. Disaster for C9.
Yeah, I mean, this pick was really, really good from Cloud9. And then JoJo kind of just forces it here. So even though he does go down, because
the outcome was good though.
Yeah, exactly. That Zenith Blade connecting, they're so deep for both.
It's the brand ult on the Leona that bounced into Yeon that killed him. That must be before Baron, right?
On live, that pip up on live, someone's dying. Is that CoreJJ dying?
Yeah, I think we got CoreJJ dead to Thanatos during live at the same time. Looked like we had...
Looks like an Ashe arrow to the head.
Yeah, potential archery wound on the support.
No flash Leona.
The coroner, Sven over here, cause of death, Ashe arrow to the head.
It is what it is. Sometimes you just die for the cause, aka put down vision for your team.
CoreJJ 3-4-3 here on the Leona has been a part out of 75 kills here that the team has accomplished. Like, he's kind of just setting up everything.
He's part of both teams. And kills.
He's got the action score stat.
He can do both.
Highest number.
Yeon is on flash here.
Yeon.
And he's slow by the allies.
Yeah, the Blaber's brand has just got a lot of lockdown on him, but Yeon, he doesn't get caught out by the Seer. Again, the stun not connecting means that Yeon can maybe still try to get away. The Redemption summoned up over the top. Yeon stays alive. That looked so dicey, man. But now the equalizer from Impact means TL might be able to chase the fight down even further. CoreJJ goes in again. The man is crazy, and he's looking to engage. Thanatos barely hanging on as the TP from C9 to bring in JoJo isn't going to do a lot except try to cover the retreat. Team Liquid keeps the push going. They've still got Baron for another 45 seconds, and APA wants to Valk in. JoJo uses the lightning crash to again just keep himself alive, clear out the wave, and hold off the Team Liquid tide.
They just walked it off. They used nothing. Only one TP and Vulcan Summoner heal. That was it.
And they almost saved the TP too. They were holding it for so long.
Yeah.
JoJo did not want to use it, and he didn't actually end up helping with the retreat. That was very, very close to saving literally everything.
Besides the mid-tier one, they lost right after the Baron. C9 didn't lose any towers at all with his Baron power play from TL. So not a very efficient Baron from Team Liquid. CoreJJ lost his summoners, Yeon lost his cleanse. So honestly, not that big of a loss given how bad that Baron steal was for C9.
I mean, whenever I look at Baron, I always just look at the total number of gold you got, right? It's 1,500 for the buff. So
Plus
you got
is good. Minus is bad.
Yeah, 700 extra gold beyond just stealing it. That's not a ton, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's one turret. So not the worst thing that could happen for an early 20-minute Baron that, in a lot of cases, could completely destroy the tempo of the game.
I think probably the worst thing about that Baron is that UmTi used the gold to buy a Mikhail's, and so now they have an answer for if one of those Ashe arrows does hit. A lot of them have been missing, but when one does for the pick, if UmTi is around, you know you have that safety.
So my question then would be, what even is the game plan for C9 to find a fight if your only engage mechanism is that arrow to the head, and now we've got the bandage for the arrow wound? How are you going to set up a pick or make a play if you're C9?
Well, Blaber can engage on any champion in the game. Okay. I've seen it on any champion. He can engage on anything. You saw him find a pick on Impact for the second dragon, or third dragon it was. He has his flash up very soon. There is a problem though. The only engage they have with the Ashe arrow, and that'll be Mikhail's. So yeah, how they walk forward is a question when APA is just going to stand here and look at them and they can't really stop him from doing this.
Nope.
Vulcan might have to pull out some heroics with the Braum here.
Flash Q Braum.
Yeah, there. Ultimate, slam it down.
He's low, guys.
Thanatos leading the charge towards the drive rush. Point blank stun there on APA. He walked up too far forward, and Blaber's got the kill after Berserker set him up. Now UmTi's got to try to get away as Blaber is still laying down the CC and pouring in the damage. UmTi gets chopped by JoJo, and CoreJJ can't get away. Double kill for the mid lane Zeri, and he's going skating straight over the wall looking for more. Impact and Yeon, they're still running. Yeon had to flash just to escape. C9 clobbers the fight off of APA, just going too far forward.
I mean, why are you walking into that? Why are you walking into the danger zone? Because that was Ashe arrow into Mikhail's, but Braum is right next to him, so you immediately get the Braum ultimate, the knockup. APA down.
I think if UmTi was in range, when the arrow actually hit him, he could have Valkyried away from the Braum ulti, but he was just a little bit too out of range. And APA, I think he was doing a good job of holding the entrance for C9, but he just went a little bit too far.
Oh, we
don't even see him.
We start this after the critical.
Come on, Flavors!
So we're just going to get the chase down instead. But that chase down does result in Dragon number 2 going the way of Cloud9.
I do think TL had a really big condition in the game here, that they had control over the area, they had the zone.
Oof.
Yeah, he knows it.
Yep.
And they
All right,
now spawn check-in.
I was hoping we were going to get the spawn reaction, but...
And maybe it's censored this time.
Yeah, maybe there may be one less desk in the room.
Yeah.
But we've got the Baron coming back alive here very, very shortly. Sub 15 seconds till that's alive, and C9 has control over the top side river. You can see the control wards placed in the brushes. Clean face check. Yeah, it's like one of those moments where you are thinking, all right, well, our engage might just be one of them walks into us, and that time they got it.
I really like that he was like flexing on them, you know, being in their face, throwing phosphorus bombs, throwing rockets, and like telling them like, you can't go through here.
Right.
But then the arrow just hit him, and there was no Mikhails nearby, so he just kind of dies.
Yeah, feels bad, man.
A bit pathetic, I must say, like the way that it's happened.
Sometimes when you're trying to
play
bait,
it so well, and then
just,
that's how it ends.
Yeah, it's just it's a little bit of a tragedy, but for TL now they've got to work with the game that they've got in front of them. 1.3 thousand gold lead for C9, tied up Drake count. APA getting a lot of burst damage there on a Berserker's Ashe.
Kills. That's what it can look like.
Right, that's the ideal situation.
You cleanse it, and then you jump away before Braum gets there. Nice.
They're trying to kite out the Daisy, make sure that they can kill that off before any sort of a fight would start. A little bit more poke flying in from APA, but C9 still holding strong enough.
TL has so much better standoff power. They have more range, they have more... Hang on.
Okay, Equalizer and Solar Flare both going to be used there for not a whole lot of gain, as now UmTi has to try to get away. JoJo wants to gun him down, but JoJo's already chasing a little too far. Now CoreJJ might have to pay for the sins of his own jungler, as JoJo down to just 10% HP, but he won't die. Berserker gets the kill on Core, and Blaber goes golden to try to bait Team Liquid back into the fight even longer. But a beautiful flame spitter from Impact saves the day for TL. He cooks up 2 of them, and VULCAN's about to be dessert. Team Liquid's top laner, the man with the most games in the LCS, just showed you why he's still doing it all these years.
A story of overcommitting in the team fights.
Yeah, I mean, that story is why this game is so back and forth.
Yeah.
We have them kind of trading turns doing it. Now on the Baron, does JoJo...
I don't think he can steal this one, guys.
He's going Krugs, boys.
Fire?
He's going Krugs.
He had one Baron steal, but what about second Baron steal? Nope, not this time. I really feel like C9, they had to fight already when CoreJJ was in. He couldn't get out. He was getting slowed by Berserker and VULCAN. Hang on. Thanatos might be chased down here.
This is like the most painful way to die, getting chased down by Leona, where you can't get away, and you're just waiting for Leona.
Blast cone.
It launches in the other direction, but can he get away? Oh, he's going for the wall. He wants to try to use the lizard escape hatch, but it's not going to work. The chickens betray him.
Good job by APA using the fire cannon, extended range there, hitting the blast cone in a good direction for his team.
Yeah, and then nice follow-up Q from UmTi, hitting the snare here, so they all follow through. But here's a look at how it started.
I really feel like TL shouldn't go so deep. They already had zone, just play with the range. But in here, one jojopyun overcommits. Look CoreJJ, he is so dead here. He is slow, and he will never not be slowed at this point. I think C9 takes a free kill here on CoreJJ and just calls it a day. But look at everyone from C9, they just flash in. Blaber's in a very deep position. Berserker flashes in and gets 1v1 by Yeon. I just feel like C9 could have taken the small win there, which is killing CoreJJ for free, and called it a day.
Man, Impact, though, is actually the GOAT for Team Liquid. He's just roasting both of them right there. And then he had the Zhonyas at the perfect time, too. This man is so good at League of Legends.
Rumble can be more than just an equalizer sometimes. And Impact is definitely showing us that is the case.
Okay, Team Liquid, they're still not up a ton of gold, though. It's still only about a 1,000 gold lead separating the teams, as now Impact is going to get caught. Again, trying to use that stasis to keep himself alive, but there's no way this time. There's no chance the rest of the team can get there in time. Yeah, we got some powerful magics here, boys. There was the magic Ivern for the steal, and now there's the magic curse for Impact getting caught out here after having the huge play in the previous fight. Now it's a 5v4 for C9 for the next 40 seconds.
So Baron is useless, no?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna respawn and there's 20 seconds on it. So it's like, what do we do with it?
This is the seesaw game. This game is such a seesaw.
They got one tower mid this time, so every Baron is one tower mid.
Okay, so after
4 more Barons, we can win.
I was gonna say, do Nexus towers count as mid towers still? We have one tower per Baron, probably.
Right? I think Nexus towers count as mid, top, and bottom towers.
Okay, so
they count for all.
They're a flex roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. Nexus tower is flex Q tower.
How many Barons does TL need before they get the base then? Is it 3?
They need 3 more for the towers, and then do they need a 4th Baron for the next?
for Nexus?
So maybe 4.
But you can substitute 1 Elder Dragon also.
Okay.
Right.
So 3 Barons and an Elder Dragon.
So you got to get your math correct.
Yeah.
Multiple formulas.
Okay. This is it's one of those. It's one of those like AP chemistry things where there's. No, I don't. Okay. I'm gonna.
But there's multiple correct answers, Flowers. So it's actually better.
All right, science Blair. This one's a little too big brain for me.
I used to have a take that was that in low elo games, dragons always beat barons because the soul is permanent,
right?
But the baron is temporary. This is not low elo game,
right?
But the rule might still hold true that the dragon will just be better.
We remember back to the what was it? The Energy versus Shopify series with the elders and baron trades and souls and all of this other stuff.
I mean, yeah.
Well, the soul did win.
It's the bell curve. On the far left, you have that Shopify game, and then you go through the whole bell curve on the far right. You just get back to the same scenario.
In that bell curve, the middle tier is the joke, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's me. That means
you're
I'm
on
the joke.
top of the bell.
I'm the joke in the bell curve.
You're right there.
Oh, man.
50th percentile.
I really think nothing is going to happen in this game until the dragon spawns. It's C9's soul, so TL will definitely not give that one away. Not the best soul of all time.
Well, there is going to be Baron,
but it is permanent.
One entire minute before the soul as well. Do we think we're going to see anything for that Baron preceding the soul since there's about that 75-second buffer, or no?
I think C9 will be happy to trade Baron and Soul, but they're too far away from each other to trade. So I really think both teams will just kind of like play an ARAM, you know, back and forth on waves, and then.
Okay.
I have faith that someone is going in.
CoreJJ has flash, dude. I
have faith.
It could happen.
When Baron is on the map, someone's going in.
If you flash now, you won't have it for the dragon.
But then you just have Hex flash for it.
That's true. He's even more enabled. Yep, here's the ARAM. And TL still has their standoff power. If they use APA's Fire Cannon, they use the Ivern shields.
You actually get the full ARAM experience too, because of the Ivern brushes. Blaber getting caught a little bit, but a nice use of the Zhonya's going to prevent most of that follow-up damage from ever connecting. Root Caller plus Daisy, not going to lock anybody up any further
though.
either.
They protected the wave. They've got mid-prow here for TL.
They can cut them off with Equalizer here as well if they try to go to a choke.
And Thanatos, with no Dominus, is not going to be nearly the threat he would like to be if this turns into a full-blown fight. That was a very powerful blast cone, heating them all forward, and now the Equalizer comes down too, while Daisy just keeps punching. C9, yes, they are going to get back to the base in time to be able to make sure they save the tier 3 turret. Nobody's going to die on the way out, but this does mean Team Liquid has total control over the Rift to set up here for a Baron that could be spawning in just 45 seconds.
They do get the big crab here as well. The OP crab. We call it the CCTV crab. It gives vision everywhere in the whole game. So now everything is wiped out for C9 here. Yep, C9 has no wards anywhere. And TL knows it too. That's the most powerful thing about the crab, is that it gives you information on what they don't have. What they do have, sorry. Of course, TL is actually not on Baron here, but C9 doesn't know that.
C9 at least does have the hawk shot there from Berserker to try to get a little bit of an idea of what's going on.
We see the Baron.
Like, they're definitely not
the Baron is
over
completely
there.
dark. Berserker's like, yeah, I'll take the blue buff here.
Got to keep that. Hey, that's the team-wide blue buff.
And we're back in the mid lane.
All right, back to the ARAM.
Here's now when we find out. Someone's going in for sure, right?
75 seconds till the Dragon. Solar Flare. Not going to find the hard CC on anybody. JoJo trying to trade shots back and forth. Impact caught out here. The stasis prevents any follow-up as JoJo jumps back over the wall. The Equalizer going to cut off any sort of an escape here from C9. Thanatos flashes in. Whoa! What? That was not coordinated with the rest of the team. Team Liquid now going to look for even more. Berserker is about to die. APA might just find him. Oh my God, UmTi with the artillery redemption to snipe down the enemy AD carry. VULCAN is caught in between the rest of Team Liquid. But meanwhile, back in mid, JoJo's pushing there. I don't think it's going to matter. Team Liquid's got the full 5-man squad marching down top lane.
TL want off of this seesaw. They're going to just keep on pushing top lane here and try and go for it. JoJo wants to defend, going for the minion wave, trying to cut down on their siege.
Well, Team Liquid shouldn't be able to win here. I would say, if nothing else, Brand can just suicide and just vomit all his spells into the wave. It's Brand, so I would think that that's going to be successful. But C9, they're going to lose the tier 3, but they hold the inhib.
It's because they want to defend this soul. They do not want to give over the permanent buff here, so they don't stick around for the inhib, and they want to immediately go over here, make sure Cloud9 can't get it. fully evened up. Max dragons in this game.
Honestly, I'm not sure the towers top are even worth it because TL could have just gone to the Baron and then to the Dragon with the spawn timers being different. But now C9 has a chance to like rush the Baron here. They know TL hasn't based yet on multiple of their players, so I think C9 has to push here and just go for the Baron straight up. Just run to it and hit it and right click it. And I think seeing all the players run to it right now, they might be agreeing with me. Blaber definitely looks like he wants to hit the Baron.
TP.
Thanatos has TP.
Yeah.
He's still here, actually.
All right, it's a couple of TPs coming in from the side of Team Liquid. APA making a pretty deep teleport there, but now a lot of damage on UmTi. JoJo trying to back off at the same time as Blaber goes golden and Impact tries to get away. APA nearly killed. JoJo grabbing the last shot on that one. Team Liquid falls to pieces.
It's over.
Cloud9 just throttled him in mid lane.
It's just over like that?
It might just be.
JoJo just decides, I'm done with this. He goes in again. He has been so aggressive on this Zeri.
Also, APA's TP was so deep, I feel like he was just caught before the fight even started again.
And now
didn't base after they got the teamfight win. They have so much gold in their pockets.
It's just Yeon. There's 30-second death timers on everybody else. Yeon's got his wits end, but I think it's the end of more than just his wits. Team Liquid, they are done in game one. C9, it was back and forth. It was a slugfest, but C9 is still standing when the bell rings at the end of round one.
That feels a little disappointing, no? At the end, how that game ended.
Yeah, that was.
It was like,
I don't know. The fights were so exciting.
That I agree with.
So I still really enjoyed that one. I mean, I really liked how JoJo was playing this Zeri. Whenever he had flash up, he would always jump in aggressively. He would dash in, try and bait someone, and then still be able to use QSS and flash. And he outplays, getting right into the middle of people. Man, that was actually a banger. Impact, I feel so bad for Impact. You got to give some honors to him. He was pulling a lot of weight for TL.
Game one is done with a win for C9, and it's time to break down this week's Pogo Moment featuring UmTi's clutch Baron steal. This was a huge part of the way this game went, and it was honestly kind of foreshadowing for how back and forth the whole game would be.
He landed the Q onto the Renekton, takes it in, hits the smite, job done right there. Boom. Doesn't matter if I die. Instantly buys a Mikhail's after that as well.
He knows it's a one-way trip, but it's a trip he's happy to take. Securing that smite was huge for keeping things going as long as they did in that one. A reminder that Fantasy LCS is happening over on Sleeper, so you make sure to lock in your picks and bans for next week's games if you want to top your league. Now let's head on over to the LCS Lounge to break down Game 1.
What a game. Cloud9 ends up winning despite not getting Baron, but we have to break down that last decision by Team Liquid, which led to the fight where C9 ended up taking the game. Let's get right into the game here. So this is the fight that Team Liquid won, where it looked like they should have been able to take control of the game. So if we just pause it here and look at the game state. 30, 48, and 49 second death timers. Baron available, Dragon respawning soon. I think my personal opinion is TL maybe saw a window to end the game since it was a 3v5 with long death timers. But since they couldn't end the game, the hindsight is going to be they should have taken Baron, reset, and set up for Dragon to defend Soul. Because what ended up happening, as Sven pointed out in the cast, is now since Dragon is up, they don't have time to recall.
Yeah.
So they take the Chemtech Drake, and then C9 immediately start pressuring Baron. And if you look at the inventories, 2,500 unspent gold, 1,300 unspent gold, and that ends up leading to a C9 favored fight as TL is trying to retake Baron. UmTi gets hit by the Ashe arrow. The fight starts and C9 pull out the victory. That's the crazy ending to an incredibly back and forth game. I mean, I'd say it completely delivered so far for game one.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Unreal game.
And I think like this is kind of the minute decision making that really ends up costing games once it gets to this point, right?
Yeah.
Because these fights were going so back and forth already. We knew it was really going to come down to a mid to late game team fight. And that's after I thought TL did a really good job of mitigating the kind of insane gold lead that C9 are used to getting as we see the split average versus this game at 14. They had a good game plan going in, and then it's these small moments that it came down to.
Yes, it's weird because this game had a litany of team fights that went both ways.
Yeah.
Including the Baron Steel that they had actually covered as casters. So it was interesting because there were so many layers of, big plays coming back in to mistakes from individuals. Thanatos was a part of it as a Renekton as he died in one of the second last team fights in the game. Impact was a part of it as a Rumble when he just walks in and then dies and loses the team fight around Dragon. So as you could see, based off the gold graph, yes, both teams have found themselves winning and losing fights consecutively.
Yeah, up, down, up, down, up, down. I think we just saw Thanatos, 13,000 damage on his primary pick Renekton. That's going to be the big thing we need to track going into game 2 is whether or not Team Liquid can shut him down again with lane swaps. We thought Team Liquid might pull them out. We thought C9 was going to have an answer for it. They did not because he did get taken out of the game and they did lose the early game, but they clutched it up at the end. So we will see if this series keeps delivering as game 2 is happening right after the break.
Oh, look at this.
No shot.
No, he's got to try again.
You good, dude? They're watching. Hey, man, chill. I got it.
Yep.
Wow.
Pulled it off at the end.
Wow.
Not bad.
Not bad, not bad.
Red Bull gives you wings.
I think you can kill.
Okay. Now I'm focusing on Grobs.
He's dead, he's dead.
Yeah.
You get it if you can.
Yeah?
It's Braum here, Braum here.
Yeah, I got it, got it.
Kill 2 seconds.
Guys,
I got it.
Guys, they're focusing on Grobs.
Yeah.
Can we fight? Okay.
I still get it.
Ooh, APA wanting to go in there after JoJo, but JoJo's ready to turn around because VULCAN's there to help him out.
Yeah. I'm killing Renekton. He has flash impact. I think it's okay.
Main, my Q second.
Q 4 seconds
Yeah, I think
impact.
we kill Thanatos again.
Q 4 seconds, 2 seconds.
We got it, we got it.
Yeah, he's gonna come to my big side jungle. Let's try to defend.
All good, all good.
Yeah. No, I volted. Held their backline. Yeah, they're chunked as
Rumble
fast.
flash, rumble flash, rumble flash.
It's gonna be good, guys. Hey, Varus is stacked on the backline. They're so strong. Watch the August. I'm here.
I'll be soon.
Yeah. Nice. Look, Corki.
I'm looking Varus.
Corki, no flash.
Look me.
Look
Varus.
Nice, no flash. No flash.
Wait to me.
Look, Corki.
I'm not there.
He's knocked up. It's good play. Yo, keep going.
Coming. Yeah, I can eat over soon, okay? Yeah, look me.
I have no flash, Jojo. I have no flash. Leona.
I'm gonna keep going soon, okay?
Guys, go mid.
You have to go now.
Watch it. Good Varus.
Yeah, I can IV, we've won one.